everyone. How are you all? I hope you all are fit and fine. Welcome to our Value Education class. Today we are going to discuss lesson 4, devotion. And in this lesson we are going to see the second story today, okay? Understanding prayers. And in this story we will see that devotion has to be purposeful with sincerity, truthfulness and unconditional love. And in this story we will see that the grandfather made Suresh understand the value of saying prayers with devotion and understanding. And there is a purpose behind each prayer and a moral for us to learn from. As we grow older in years, the meanings become clearer than ever before. We do not pay enough attention to the prayers when they are taught to us. A prayer is an expression of devotion. In devotion, the mind is fully involved in what is being uttered, and actions which follow become pure and meaningful. And we always think that these devotion prayers are a type of lesson just to be learned by heart and repeated. But it is not like that. It should have a sincerity, truthfulness and unconditional love. Now let us read the story. Understanding prayers. Brahmarpanam Brahmavira. Suresh raised through his prayer that his mother had taught him. He always recited it before eating his food. Yak, greens, I don't want this, Ma. He grumbled and pushed the vegetables away. This was an everyday routine in their house. His grandfather, who had come to visit them, observed this quietly. Now, here children, we are seeing that the boy Suresh had said his prayers before meal, okay? And he used to recite this every day. What was the prayer? Brahmarpan Brahmavira, okay? Now, he is saying that, yak, the greens, I don't want this, means some green leafy vegetable is made as a dish, okay, but he does not want to eat that while having his meal. He grumbled means he is making some angry sounds and pushed the vegetable away, okay. This was an everyday routine in their house. His grandfather, who had come to visit them, observed all this quietly. Now, the grandfather is observing all this, okay. Suresh, let me tell you a little story, he said. Now, the grandfather is saying a story to the Suresh, okay. Long ago, a flock of birds lived in a forest. The birds were careless and always got into some trouble or the other. There was a wise old bird who always tried to help them out of their trouble. Now, here he is saying that there were some flock of birds who lived in the forest, and the birds were careless and always they were found in the trouble. But there was a wise old bird who always tried to help them out when they were in trouble. Okay, now let's see what happens in the next in the story. Okay, once the wise bird had to go away on a trip. He called all the birds and told them, "Listen, all of you, if you see a lot of seeds scattered under the tree, be on your guard. This is a trap laid by a hunter. So never eat any seeds if you don't know where they have come from." Now, one day, the wise bird wanted to go away on a trip. And so, he called all the birds and told them that, "Listen, all of you, you see a lot of seeds scattered under the tree. And be yourself as a guard. This is a trap laid by the hunter." This may be a trap of hunter. Okay, so never eat any seeds if you don't know where they have come from. Okay, the wise bird is saying to the other birds. Okay, he asked all of them to repeat this. Okay, now he tells the other birds to repeat this sentence. Okay, which I am reading now. A hunter will lay a trap with some seeds. Be careful and don't get trapped. Okay, he is saying to repeat this. All the birds learned this by heart and repeated it many times. Okay, children, they promised to repeat the words before all meals. Okay, now let's see what happens in the story further. Okay, children, the old bird was happy. He thought that now they would remember to be careful and avoid a trap. He left on his trip. Well, a hunter did not come and spread the seeds. The silly birds came and saw the seeds. They repeated the words, "A hunter will lay a trap with some seeds. Be careful and don't get trapped." Then they started eating the grains and were caught by the hunter. "Such silly birds," smiled Suresh. Now what happened here, children? The old bird was happy and he thought that the other birds will remember this, that they should not eat the other seeds. Okay, and be careful that they will not be get trapped. Okay, so he left on his trip also. But after some time, a hunter came and spread the seeds. The silly birds came and saw the seeds. They repeated the words, "A hunter will lay a trap with some seeds. Be careful and don't get trapped." Then they started eating the grains and were caught by the hunter. "And such silly birds were they," smiled Suresh. Okay, while listening the story from his grandfather. Okay, now come to the next page, children. "Well, you are not so smart yourself. You are acting just like the birds. You mumble a prayer thanking God for the food you are getting. Then you grumble about the food. You're just like those silly birds who kept chanting without understanding a word of what they were saying. What do the words of the prayer you recited before meals mean to you? Just sounds. And is it just a lip service without any devotion?" questioned the grandfather in a firm yet gentle tone. Suresh understood what the question meant. He was silent. Now here the grandfather is saying that you are also smart yourself and you are just acting like the silly birds. And you mumble a prayer thanking God for the food you are getting. Okay, you are just saying that you a prayer for thanking Him, of thanking God for getting the food. And but you just grumble about the food, means always shout on that food. Okay, you are just like those silly birds who were chanting without understanding a food what they want, without understanding a word what they were saying. Okay, children, what do the words of the prayer recited before the meals mean to you? The grandfather asks him, okay, asked to the Suresh. Were they just sounds which you mumbled, or was it lip service without any devotion? Questioned the grandfather in a gentle tone. Okay, children. Now Suresh understands the question. What did it mean? And he was silent. Then what does the grandfather says? We'll see it. Okay. Understand what true devotion means, grandfather explained. It is being truthful to what you say and in following what is said wholeheartedly. Words are mere sounds if they have no meaning, and when the words are not followed by actions, they become empty. Now here, children, your grandfather explains Suresh that you should understand the true devotion. It is being truthful to what you say in following what is said wholeheartedly. And the words spoken are just sounds if they have no meaning. And when the words are not followed by good actions, they become useless or empty. Okay, children? Now, Suresh realized his mistake and promised his grandfather that he would eat whatever is served without grumbling about it. Okay, children? Now, the grandfather had explained Suresh to give respect to the food, and Suresh also realized his mistake and promises his grandfather that he would eat whatever is served to him and it would be without grumbling. Okay, children? Now, here we understood that Suresh's grandfather asked him to understand the meaning of true devotion. True devotion means to be truthful to what you say and following what is said wholeheartedly. Words are mere words if they have no meaning, and when the words are not followed by actions, they become empty. And here the grandfather compares Suresh to the birds because they both chanted words of God without understanding what they were saying. And we had seen, children, that it is only when we understand the words of our prayers can we follow them. Okay? And we should devote ourselves to God through good actions. and we should practice a purposeful devotion. Children, devotion helps us become strong, and the devotion requires sincerity and truthfulness. Now children, here I have come to the end of our session. Thank you.